Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into The Secure Heart, which is this really reassuring guide for parents, especially in the high-pressure world we live in. It basically asks us to take a step back and rethink what success really truly means for our kids, and, for us too.
So, right off the bat, the guide asks this incredibly powerful question. And it's a question that pretty much challenges everything we're told about modern parenting. I mean, we live in a world that is just obsessed with achievement. So, what if we're all chasing the wrong thing for our kids?
This really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? We all feel that pressure, that need to push our kids toward a life that looks good from the outside. But the source material asks a really critical question: at what cost? Is a life that's impressive, but just completely exhausting, is that really a successful one?
And here, right here, is the beautiful alternative. The whole focus shifts away from all that external stuff, the grades, the trophies, the long list of achievements, and it moves to a child's internal world. It's asking us to prioritize their peace and their emotional well-being over a resume of accomplishments.
So this frames parenting less like a race we have to win and more like a conscious decision we get to make. It's like we're constantly at this crossroads, and this guide is suggesting that choosing the path of joy and well-being, well, that isn't settling for less. It's actually the smartest, wisest choice we can make.
I mean, look at this side-by-side comparison. It just makes the choice so incredibly clear. On one hand, you have the pressure path. It's all about how things look from the outside. A total focus on success or failure, which, let's be honest, feels exhausting. But then you have the joy path, which is all about the internal experience. It feels peaceful, because the focus isn't just on the outcome. It's on the effort and the well-being along the way. It's just a completely different way of looking at things.
And this is such a brilliant point, because it gets to the why behind all that pressure. Why do we push our kids to achieve so much? Well, it's because we believe that happiness is the big prize waiting at the finish line. This guide simply reminds us that maybe we can aim directly for the real goal instead of taking that long, exhausting detour.
So after all that complexity about success and happiness, the source just boils it all down to this one simple, profound truth. It's so easy to get caught up in providing things, right? Opportunities, advantages. But what our children crave more than anything else is just us, our attention, our connection, our presence.
And that idea flows right into this next core concept: really understanding your child's true nature. This is all about letting go of our own grand plans for them and instead learning to see and appreciate the unique person who is standing right in front of us.
So the guide offers these mindset shifts that are just so freeing. First, allowing a child to just be ordinary. Wow, that takes so much pressure off everyone. Then focusing on their effort, not just whether they won or lost. That's what teaches resilience. And this last part is crucial. It reminds us to stop the comparison game. Stop comparing our child to others, and please stop comparing our own parenting journey too.
This is such an important reminder. We don't just get to write their story from scratch. They show up with their own unique essence, their own personalities already starting to bloom. It is an absolute game changer when you realize you're more of a guide, not an architect.
And there it is, our role defined perfectly. Our job isn't to try and squeeze them into some mold that fits our expectations or what society wants. The real work, the beautiful work, is to become a student of your child, to truly understand who they are and to support that person.
Okay, now if you only take one single thing away from this explainer, please let it be this section. This is a direct message to every single parent out there who has ever felt like they're just not measuring up.
What a beautiful way to reframe the daily grind, right? All the chaos, all the challenging moments. You're not just managing stuff. You have a front row seat to one of the greatest miracles there is: the unfolding of a unique human being.
Just let that sink in for a minute. Their struggles, their quirks, their failures, they are not a report card on your parenting. You can do your best and still let go of that heavy burden of feeling responsible for absolutely everything. You are enough. You really are. So, if grades and trophies aren't the real measure, then what is? Well, this final section gives us a new, and I think much more meaningful report card to look at, one that actually measures the strength of our connection. So before we look at the signs, let's just quickly define the goal here. It's what's called secure attachment. And it's not about being a perfect parent. It's about being a safe harbor. When they know, deep down, that they are safe with you, it gives them the courage they need to go out and face the world.
Okay, so this isn't some formal test you have to study for. Think of it more as a A quick check-in on the little everyday moments. Do they run to you when they're scared or they get a scrape? When you come back, do they greet you with joy? Does just having you nearby give them the confidence to try something new? Do they want to show you the cool rock they found? These are the real signs. This is the good stuff.
And that's it. See? It's not complicated. It's not some mystical thing. It's found in those simple, repeated moments of trust and connection. It's in the huge smile when you pick them up from school. It's in the quiet hug that calms them down after a tantrum. That is success. And we're going to end on this one last thought. Maybe the true measure of a great childhood isn't the highlight reel we post online. Maybe it's in the thousands of tiny, quiet moments of connection. What if just being a present, loving parent in those small moments is the biggest and most important work we will ever do?